one back behind McMahon. That's Corey Schlesinger. McMahon to throw. Looked out there for Azakim. Didn't have him in the flat. Now he's in trouble. Down he goes. Does get the football away, but they're going to say he was taken down back around the 36-yard line. Jason Taylor and Jermaine Haley both giving chase.
To open up the second half, he had been playing as that third corner in a 3 wide receiver look for Indy. Handoff. James spinning away from one tackle, but cannot get away from the pursuit as Tim Bowen's 1st and 10 from their own 22. Manning on a handoff, Edgerrin James, and the Miami Dolphins were ready defensively. No.
That's Richie Anderson in motion. The give is to Martin again. Martin can't get around Jason Taylor. Now let's keep in mind one other thing. That Zach. This is Lamont Jordan. Jordan, no place to go. Wrapped up by Jason Taylor.
They had, and the process started where they made the trade to get Ricky Williams.
Testaverde lost the football. Jason Taylor has the ball. Another Jet turnover.
Well, the defensive lineman, that's a triple bagger. It's a sack, a caused fumble, and a fumble recovery. Jason Taylor reaches. What a play. What an athlete, though, he is.
All 3 of
Freeman. 2nd down, long 6. Surtain will not play, inactive today because of the injury. Outside the 31. And it's Holmes again digging his way, and no gain on the play.
He can get in there and sack him.
3rd and long. From the shotgun, Brady pump fakes and goes down. Jason Taylor.
Well, Tom Brady usually steps up in the pocket, but he can't. This time, Jason Taylor. There he is. Oh, he gets chipped by J.R. Redmond. Still not enough to keep him off the pass rush. Watch it. He gets chipped. He goes right with it. Beautiful move. Brady
lost the football. Covered by the Dolphins. Jason Taylor said, I can't blame anyone but myself first because I didn't play well. This is the 2nd big play Taylor's come up with today. Prime field position for the Miami Dolphins. 5:21 to play in the 1st. Because nothing that matters from the year before.
Well, Jason Taylor from the outside. The key, don't let Tom Brady step up. They don't let him step up. That gives Jason Taylor about a half of a second extra time to get a
two-back offense. He's the guy that can make it happen.
He's in the one-back set right now. Pushed back by that Miami forward wall led by Zach. 3-0. Here comes the blitz. And Zach Thomas has Greasy, lost him, but slowed him up enough for a huge sack back across midfield.
Mike, he didn't lose him. He just turned him over to somebody else. There's a difference between Zach losing somebody and turning him over. Here comes Zach Thomas. Great speed. Spins out. Greasy almost gets away. There's just too many people.
And what you saw from Skycam, you saw that Zach Thomas really just timed the cadence perfect and shot the gap. Brian Greasy really had nowhere to go with the football. Best thing you can do in this.
In trouble.
Anderson.
He fumbled the ball. And
Miami says they have it. Denver.
Don't blow the whistle. They can't. There's such a huge pileup in the middle. Here comes the ball. Jason Taylor knocks the ball out.
What a great effort by Taylor. He knew he couldn't make the tackle, but got a hand out on the ball.
Back-to-back runs.
3rd and long from the 31. Pressure again. Greasy steps up again. Can't escape. escape this time. Buried back at the 17-yard line. Jason Taylor with the sack, his third.
You know what they're all doing?
The team's third.
You know what they're all the whole defensive line. Watch what they're doing. Jason Taylor starts it. They know that Greasy's gonna start it back at 9 and then move up to 7. Look where all of these guys go.
Look at Jason Taylor just continue to hustle.
He looked a little, shall we say, anxious.
Yeah, he was, because he wasn't sure of that knee or that knee brace.
Yeah, Peterson goes down in the arms of Jason Taylor, who finally gets some penetration, but he had a little worrisome.
They had a heck of a comeback.
They were written off in that one. Pennington, offensive line's done a nice job. So does Pennington on the scramble. He slides in safe under Jason Taylor.
Absolutely absorbent.
Chester Taylor is in the backfield. Third and a long 3. Blake being chased by Arturo Freeman and by Jason Taylor, and banged out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage, the 29. And like Jeff Blake from his own 41. Here comes Taylor. Fumble on the play. And I can tell you that Taylor did not go up against John Ogden.
Taylor lining up over you, and you're going to get a dead, just speed rush coming from the left side of your screen. Slaps the ball, strips the ball, gets the quarterback. Luckily for
Tim Dwight in motion, and the give is to Tomlinson, and not much there for Tomlinson as Jason Taylor wraps him up. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, we talked about a little bit earlier, Craig. Jason Taylor is having almost a phenomenal year. And you don't even look at some of the numbers. The sacks, beats the block there, just disrupts the plays. But when you have a pass rusher that the other team has always got to the quarterback to cause the interception.
It gives San Diego a first down in Miami territory. And Breeze is buried back at the 42. Jason Taylor.
Jason Taylor's moving around. It makes it tough to get rhythm when you're playing against him. Ed Ellis, number 69, has him? No. He goes out. Oh, he looks inside first. That has to be a mistake. It looked like he was double teamed. Fred McCrary is right. Stay to the outside. He's expecting the offensive lineman inside. But no, it looks like a block.
San Diego wide receivers have only caught 3 balls for a total of 20 yards today. Breed under pressure and goes down. Jason Taylor on the quarterback.
Boy, I've watched Jason Taylor right from the snap that time. It's speed. He uses his hands, and it's so hard on Ed Ellis. Look to the top of your screen. Here he comes, slaps his hands down, so the offensive tackle can't even slow you down by grabbing you.
That's what the Miami Dolphins want to do today.
Bledsoe from the shotgun. With time, this time, and now gets wrapped up inside the 5-yard line, and Jason Taylor is the man.
Well, that time, it's just good coverage down the field. Drew Bledsoe takes a lot of time looking to get big yardage with the throw, and Jason Taylor actually beats a double team there. Jonas Jennings has Jay Remersma on his side, but they do not do a good job of...
Bledsoe runs out of time and gets wrapped up and throws. Threw it back in the direction of Mike Williams.
Drew Bledsoe is looking down the field. He wants to throw it to Larry Centers. Watch Larry Centers come out of the backfield, and when he goes across the field, watch the extra defender get in his way. He's covered. Drew Bledsoe takes the sack.
Brock Marion, University of Nevada, Reno.
Sam Madison, Louisville.
On 3rd and 5 now, Miller almost lost the ball and gets sacked back at the 6-yard line. Jay Williams and Jason Taylor both got there. Williams first. Taylor finishes him off. The Bears are the only team in the league this season that have not scored a point on their first possession. That will continue.
But you're going to see Jay Williams. He's going to take an inside move right there on Doggins. And what happens is Crouch doesn't get over there, and he just takes that gap and hits it perfectly.
Here in the outside is Jason Taylor. He is going to be all over Jim. On 2nd and 5. Gannon is hit. Loose football. Then the Raiders have recovered. Barry Sims fell on the football.
2 passes by the Oakland Raiders, and both times Rich Gannon has been under pressure. Jason Taylor almost got him to the outside in the very first play, and it just shows you how that got into the head of Barry Sims. He protects the outside. Jason Taylor went inside, caught him off guard, and gets the sack and the fumble.
Wale Ogunleye tried to scoop it up and run rather than falling on the loose ball. The Miami defense has come alive in quarterback sacks the last 10 games. 3rd and 18.
Taylor.
Loose ball again.
It's on the ground.
At the 20-yard line, and again, the Raiders cover.
Jason Taylor has been special this season, especially the last 6 to 8 games. He by himself is being the big difference in this defense. Look at this time. Such a great jump. Rich Gannon gets back, is going to throw it right away, and Jason Taylor beats him to it.
Jason Taylor is now up to a career-high 16 sacks on the season.
What a start.
100 yards and a team-leading 8 touchdowns. Gannon with time this time. Throws to Garner. Garner spinning at the 7, still on his feet. And is down at about the 8 or 9 yard line. Jason Taylor.
As Zach Thomas says, he's elbows and knees. Everything wiggles when he runs.
Garner can't spin away from Jason Taylor. Charlie Garner, lone back, gets the handoff. And doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Or barely.
Taylor was just avoiding the sack and throwing it away.
Gannon pulls it down and goes down. Jason Taylor.
Boy, this is just nothing. Jason Taylor is working so hard, and he just gets rewarded. He stops, goes outside, pulls the hands down of Barry Sims, and then enables him to go inside and get a sack.
3 sacks on the day, 17 on the season.
Passing down 3rd and 6. Here comes Taylor. He's got the tackle, forces the fumble. Ball still free, and the Vikings recover.
And that is a microcosm of the defensive year for the Miami Dolphins. They get sacks, they force fumbles, they just don't recover fumbles.
And Randy Moss ball hawks it for Minnesota.
Jason Taylor, remember how we started the Oakland game last week with 2 sacks and a couple forced fumbles right at the beginning of the game. Does it again to Dante Culpepper, and it seems like every
back. 3rd down and 9. Culpepper's strength, and then was it a fumble or a tuck? It's covered by the Dolphins at the 32-yard line. Jason Taylor was there. Culpepper. Receivers covered again, and he is sacked back at the 10-yard line. Ogunleye and Jason Taylor will fight over who gets that one.
Well, Dante, I think, has learned his lesson. He's not going to force a football in there. The worst thing in the world is not to take a sack here. It's not that big a deal. He finds nobody. He didn't have anywhere to go. To demonstrate some patience, it's now.
It's to his running back, Michael Bennett. Jason Taylor had that one read all the way. No gain, maybe a yard loss. So, folks, great football action here from Minnesota.